Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into one of the most surprising turns in South African politics this year. Herman Mashaba, leader of ActionSA and known for his straight-talking style, has admitted that he underestimated former President Jacob Zuma and the rise of Zuma's new political home, the uMkhonto weSizwe party, or MK party. Now, that statement might sound like a small slip, but it carries a bigger message. It tells us that Zuma, long written off as a relic of the past, is once again shaping the political landscape. And for a man who left office under a storm of scandal, corruption charges, and state capture allegations, this comeback has shocked many people who thought his career was finished. Let's start with Mashaba's perspective. He entered politics promising clean government and service delivery that actually works. He often describes himself as someone who left business to save the country from corruption. And in that story, Zuma was the prime example of what went wrong in the ANC. For Mashaba to now admit that Zuma's political appeal was underestimated is more than humility. It is a recognition that millions of voters see things very differently from the way political insiders expected. When Zuma launched the MK party at the end of 2023, critics dismissed it as a vanity project. They said it was a party built on bitterness after the ANC sidelined him. Analysts predicted that without proper structures, funding, and credible leaders beyond Zuma himself, the project would collapse. Many said Zuma was finished, too old, too controversial, too damaged by years of court battles. Even Mashaba believed Zuma's time had passed. But the results told another story. In KwaZulu-Natal, the MK party quickly carved into the ANC's support base, winning wards in by-elections and rallying crowds that rivaled even the EFF's. In Gauteng, Zuma's movement began pulling in support from disillusioned township residents, especially those who feel the DA and ActionSA are too focused on urban middle-class issues. Instead of fading, the MK party began to grow. Why? The answer lies in frustration. Many South Africans are tired of the ANC's failures but do not fully trust the DA or smaller opposition parties. Zuma has positioned himself as the outsider who defies the establishment. His legal troubles and corruption scandals, which for others would end a career, are reframed by his supporters as proof that he is being targeted by powerful elites. For them, Zuma is the leader who refuses to be silenced, a man who speaks their language and remembers their struggles. Mashaba admitted that he and others underestimated just how deeply Zuma still resonates with ordinary people. And this is not nostalgia alone. It is about the anger people feel when they see corruption, inequality, and poor service delivery continuing under leaders who promise change. Zuma taps into that anger by portraying himself as a victim of the very system many voters despise. The implications for coalition politics are serious. The ANC can no longer rely on automatic loyalty in KwaZulu-Natal, its second-largest province. Losing ground there makes it even harder for the party to maintain a national majority. The MK party's rise also cuts into the EFF's growth, since Zuma is competing directly with Julius Malema for disaffected voters. And for ActionSA, Zuma's unexpected strength makes it harder to present itself as the only credible alternative. Mashaba cannot outshine Zuma in populist rhetoric, nor can he compete with Zuma's personal following. Coalition talks are already messy in South Africa. Now, imagine them with Zuma's MK party holding key wards or even a provincial balance of power. Negotiations could become even more complicated, with Zuma's unpredictable style making deals difficult to lock down. It is also worth remembering that Zuma is not just a politician. He is a symbol of division in South Africa's democracy. His supporters see him as a hero who stood against the establishment. His critics see him as the man who nearly destroyed state institutions. The MK party's rise forces South Africans to confront unresolved feelings about Zuma's legacy. Of course, there are limits. Zuma is in his 80s. He is unlikely to lead South Africa again as president. But political influence does not always mean holding office. Sometimes it means shaping the agenda, forcing other parties to respond, and being the keymaker in tight elections. That is exactly where Zuma now finds himself. Mashaba's recognition of this reality is important. It shows that the opposition understands the threat Zuma poses to their plans. ActionSA had hoped to present itself as the disciplined, corruption-free choice for South Africans tired of the ANC. But with Zuma back on the field, that message is competing with an older but still powerful brand of populism. The ANC faces an even tougher challenge. Every vote lost to the MK party brings it closer to falling below the level needed to govern effectively. And the irony is painful. The man undermining the ANC today is its own former president, someone it once defended fiercely. The EFF, meanwhile, risks being overshadowed in KZN, where Zuma commands far stronger loyalty than Malema. So, is Zuma's return permanent or just a passing wave? Some argue that the MK party is built entirely on his personality, and once he steps aside, it will fade. Others say Zuma has tapped into frustrations that will outlast him, and the MK party could become a lasting part of our politics. What is certain is that Zuma has already reshaped the political conversation. Parties are being forced to rethink their strategies, coalitions are more complex than ever, and the 2026 elections are shaping up to be some of the most unpredictable in our history. And let's be honest, only in South Africa could a former president facing endless court battles still command stadiums full of supporters, while respected opposition leaders like Herman Mashaba are left admitting they misjudged him. Politics here is never boring. So, what do you think? Is Zuma's comeback the real deal, or is it just temporary hype riding on old loyalties? Can the MK party survive beyond Zuma himself? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.